Let me begin with the first day of my schooling. When I saw a boy of my age, 5-year-old, cobbler boy, sitting outside the school gate, I asked my teacher and headmaster and then my own parents that why this boy is not with all of us in the classroom. Everybody has answered, tried to convince. They are poor children. It was not convincing. One day I gathered my courage and spoke to the father of the boy, who was also sitting alongside. He looked at me and answered, Babuji, मैंने कभी ये सोचा नहीं, I have never thought about it. And then he said, we are born to work. Dear friends, I refused then that some people are born to work and some people like me are born to enjoy fullest of our childhood and freedom. And I still refuse to accept it. I kept on working alongside my studies, all my student life. But in 1981, a gentleman looking very frail and old came to me with a hope. Perhaps I was his only hope. His daughter, who was born and grew up as child slave, child bonded labor at brick kiln, was about to be sold to a brothel. I could not wait. I thought that this daughter is my own sister or my own daughter. This was the first rescue operation I tried to carry out. It was not easy. Eventually, we freed her. But that was the beginning of a crusade against child slavery, child bonded labor, child labor in India. Friends, whenever I rescue, I liberate a child. I liberate myself. Whenever the first smile of freedom appears on the face of a freed child, and the first tear of joy rolls down on the cheek, on the face of her mother, I see God in them. And I'm very fortunate to see this God, my God, thousands of times in my life. Freedom is my strength. Freedom is my inspiration. Freedom is my power, which drives me. However, the saddest or the most shameful commentary of today's society in one sentence is slavery still exists in its cruelest forms, and the children are the worst victims of it. There cannot be any excuse for slavery in a civilized society. There must not be any excuse to get rid of it. We have to work. Friends, since the Millennium Development Goals were announced in year 2000, I have been arguing that we cannot achieve many of the development goals without total abolition of child labor. May it be education, may it be poverty, may it be gender equity, may it be health issues. We have to eradicate, we have to abolish child labor. Millions of children, hundreds of millions of children were working in mines and stone quarries and brick kilns and other places. How can we educate them? I am thankful to United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, and the international community that included child labor, forced labor, education, and violence in the post-2015 goals, what we call the Sustainable Development Goals. They're very explicit language. Thank you very much for that. But I have a concern. One thing is still missing, that the number of child slaves in the world, according to United Nations own agencies, is not declining despite the decline in total number of child laborers. It is still 5.5 million for last 15 years or so. You and I are born as free human beings. What is the sin of these 5.5 million children in the world? They have to be freed now. They have to be brought into education and development now. That's why before coming here, I was very encouraged. Actually, whenever I met you, Secretary General, it was always encouraging meeting on education, on child rights, and this time on child slavery. We have submitted a petition which has been signed by 550,000 people across the globe. One person stood by 10 children who are in slavery. And on behalf of those, as well as on behalf of a number of organizations who joined us in End Child Slavery campaign, I have submitted that memorandum, that petition to Secretary General. And I was very, very encouraged by his response. Thank you very much for that once again. We hope, especially in the presence of the young girls and boys who are here, and I'm really delighted. You are the real shining stars. The people who are sitting are there, of course, but you are the real shining stars. And let us together. I have lots and lots of hope and expectations from you, my dear young friends. Let us make a world where all our children are free to be the children. All our children are free to laugh and play and cry and be educated and enjoy the fullest of their childhood and freedom. Let us work together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.